So, Manchester United lost 1-0 to Chelsea in our penultimate Premier League game. And it was a very hard one to watch and all of that. But the truth is, we might have to just move on and be positive as fans ahead of the very big match that we have of the last two games in Manchester United season. Albeit we all want like the season to end, but maybe we should want the season to end on a high, basically, with now being happy that Manchester City didn't win a trophy this season, and they as well did not they left the season with a Community Shield. If, like Arteta, you'd count that as a trophy. But Crystal Palace, congratulations Crystal Palace, they won the FA Cup for the first time in their history in a long while. So pretty much, all things being equal, most of the teams won their first trophy in a long while. Newcastle, first trophy in over 70 years. Crystal Palace, same. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and now you have Manchester United trying to win the third trophy in 3 consecutive seasons, right? So let's be hopeful and positive. But the truth is, we're gonna say the 5 positive things we've learned from the game against Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. First and foremost, Amorim is still assessing, and he's close to a decision. And this is with regards to what happens in the final, because this is the penultimate game before the final, right? Rúben Amorim used this game to test his trusted core ahead of the final. Despite media expectations of a rotated squad, Amorim fielded key players like Bruno Fernandes, Maguire, Casemiro, and Mount. Now, Bruno Fernandes, Maguire, Casemiro, very, very key in this squad. Basically, if you think about it from the spine, we're not worried about the goalkeeper. Andre Onana is a given, it's a constant, right? There's no way he's going to start Alaba there. But if you look at it from the core perspective, Maguire at the back, Casemiro in the middle, and then Bruno Fernandes ahead, and then obviously whatever happens up top, that is anybody's guess whatsoever. And then obviously his post-match comments and his in-game decisions suggest that he's still analyzing combinations, but likely has a strong idea of who his final starters are. I mean, the substitutions, removing key players mid-game, hinted at preservation, not experimentation. So, and he said it post-match. So we just have to be positive. I mean, for us, that was not a game that we'd like to watch, but it is what it is. I've expressed my feelings and opinions in the match review, so just go watch that so you can get a sense of what I was talking about. But with regards to leadership and mentality, which is number 2 thing that we learned, this will be crucial in Bilbao. Basically, Bruno Fernandes played like a man possessed, pressing, tackling, driving United forward with fire despite the risk of injury. The same intensity filtered through the team in the first half. Obviously, we had the first 30 minutes to play, very aggressive, and Enzo Maresca said that in his press conference he was surprised how aggressive Man United were, and Amorim will also need that same fight and leadership in the Europa League final against Tottenham Hotspur, who are high pressers and who rested players over the weekend, or who rested players yesterday. Now, the desire was there even in the defeat, and United's performance, especially in the opening stages, hinted at a squad mentally locked in. And Rúben Amorim said it, that in the dressing room, that is how everyone felt about the game. He felt it in the dressing room. But then, it is what it is. We have to just be positive. We cannot just back down as fans right now. And then, which leads me to number 3. Maguire is match ready and confident. Obviously, he played very well in the game, albeit we considered that goal. Harry Maguire looked sharp and assured. His disallowed goal, full-blooded defensive moments, and commanding presence showed his physicality, and he is ready, physically ready and mentally locked in for the final showdown. Amorim has clearly managed his minutes wisely in recent weeks, and its play is paying off. The Chelsea test was the final rehearsal, and Maguire passed it with confidence. Yeah, obviously, and the truth is, it shows if Maguire is not there, then I don't think there's anything anybody else can do, right? And then, obviously, number 4, we have Ahmad's return is a timely boost. Ahmad is peaking at the right time. I mean, his directness, quick feet, and unpredictable movement offer United a unique weapon against Spurs. His lively start to the game, including a dangerous 79-minute effort, suggests that he's not just fit, but merely ready, right? But just ready to make an impact in the big stage. obviously, against Spurs. Now, he could be the X factor at the San Mames. And the truth is, we have to accept that. So, which now brings me to think about what sort of lineup will Amorim set up in the game. But that we'll leave that for the match preview that we will do, and that preview is probably going to be very intense and very deep because we need to break it down state by state. So I'm going to do a deep research and a deep dive into how Manchester United can beat Spurs and all of that. So because we've lost to Spurs 3 times, so that's not for this episode. So basically, number 5, risk versus rest. United may have got it right. While Tottenham rested more of their 11, Amorim took the bold route by fielding key players. It was a gamble, but United came through without any major injuries, and Rúben Amorim said it post-match, basically stating that he is happy that there's no injury. Everybody came out unscathed. Now, with rhythm, sharpness, and hunger sharpened at Stamford Bridge, United may arrive Bilbao better prepared mentally and physically, especially if Spurs rotation backfires. Now, Rúben Amorim stated specifically that he didn't want a situation where players would go up to 5 to 8 days without resting. Resting too much and over-resting for the game. So, which leads me to my final thought on this whole thing. Albeit, I did not like the game. I don't like the fact that we were lethargic and then energy was sapped out of the team the moment that Harry Maguire goal was disallowed and all of that. The energy was sapped out of the team and it was difficult to actually navigate. But the result may have gone Chelsea's way. Obviously, I did not like the way Chelsea played. They didn't even come to play and it's their home ground, right? But the bigger picture is the Europa League final. And I think the moment that goal was disallowed after 30 minutes, everybody just kind of switched off and again were locked in for it. If not for the only run of play against the run of play from Reece James to lead to Cucurella scoring that goal, and then momentary lapses in concentration, I don't think that game would have ended 1-0. Probably would have ended 0-0 or 1-0 to Man United, considering that the referee disallowed that goal and also didn't give a yellow card when necessary and was just flooding Man United players with yellow cards. So everybody just became more cautious, right? So United showed fight, tested key players under pressure, and gave Amorim the data he needed. If this match helps United lift the trophy in Bilbao, it will have been more worth it than ever. So that's pretty much the 5 things we learned. We didn't want to go too much. Everybody's now locked into the final. At least Crystal Palace have won a trophy this season, so we're locked into the final. Don't want to waste your time. I just want to say thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you so much for riding with me through this season since we started putting out content in October about Manchester United. Thank you, and I really appreciate. We're already growing as a community, and we'll continue to grow. I'll see you at the match preview for the Tottenham game, the final of all finals for Manchester United to save our season. So, come on United, glory Man United, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.